You've been eating less than before. Maybe you've even been making smarter choices, but the belly fat is still there. Or worse, it keeps growing. If that sounds familiar, you're not doing anything wrong. You're dealing with something real, something that happens to most adults after 50, but that almost nobody explains clearly. It's not a lack of willpower. It's not laziness. It's biology. And when you understand what's actually happening inside your body, you can take action in a much smarter way than simply eating less. In this video, you're going to understand why belly fat shows up even when you're watching what you eat, what the most common mistakes are that make things worse without you even realizing it, and what you can actually do in a practical and sustainable way to change that over time. If you're between 55 and 70 years old and you want to age with more energy, more independence, and more clarity, this channel was made for you. Go ahead and hit the like button before we continue. It helps this content reach more people who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. We publish new videos every week on nutrition, daily habits, and practical health after 50. Belly fat after 50 is one of the most confusing topics for people going through it. The logic seems simple. Eating less should mean weighing less. And for decades, that worked, at least partially. But the body after 50 doesn't respond the same way it used to. That's not a criticism, it's physiology. What most people don't realize is that the belly that grows after 50 isn't just fat under the skin. A big part of it is visceral fat, the kind that builds up around your internal organs. This type of fat responds differently to diet, exercise, and stress. And that's exactly why simply cutting calories doesn't solve the problem. Let's walk through 5 main reasons why this happens. Each one has a simple explanation and a practical answer. We're not going to overcomplicate this. We're going to make it clear. The first reason is that your metabolism doesn't just slow down, it changes shape. After 50, the body gradually starts losing muscle mass. There's a technical name for this, sarcopenia, but what matters is this. Muscle burns energy even when you're at rest. Fat does not. When you lose muscle, your body needs less fuel to function. And if you keep eating the same amount, or even a little less, but don't replace the muscle you've lost, that extra energy has to go somewhere. And after 50, that somewhere is usually the belly. The most common mistake here is going on a diet without including any form of exercise that challenges your muscles. Cutting calories without thinking about preserving muscle mass can actually speed up muscle loss, making the problem worse in the long run. Some form of resistance exercise, even light resistance training, makes a real difference. The second reason involves blood sugar and insulin. After 50, the body starts responding to insulin less efficiently. Your cells become a little more resistant to it, which means the pancreas has to release more insulin to process the same amount of sugar. And high insulin levels are a powerful signal for the body to store fat, especially around the belly. Here's the point that catches a lot of people off guard. You don't have to eat sweets for this to happen. White bread, white rice, fruit juice, packaged crackers, all of these foods raise blood sugar quickly. And after 50, the body handles those spikes much less efficiently than before. Margaret, 62 years old, cut out fast food and soda and thought she was doing everything right. But her breakfast was orange juice, white sandwich bread with jelly, and a piece of fruit. Each item seemed healthy on its own. Together, they were causing a significant blood sugar spike first thing in the morning. After switching the juice for black coffee, adding eggs, and moving to whole grain bread, she noticed a difference in belly bloating within a few weeks. It wasn't a radical change, it was a strategic one. The third reason is cortisol, the stress hormone. Many adults over 50 live with a low but constant level of stress. Worries about health, finances, family, and poor sleep. That chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, and high cortisol levels signal the body to store fat, especially in the belly. On top of that, it interferes with sleep, and poor sleep disrupts the hormones that control hunger, creating a cycle that's hard to break. Quality sleep after 50 is not a luxury. It's a real metabolic tool. 7 to 8 hours a night directly affects the hormones related to appetite and fat storage. Activities that lower cortisol, like outdoor walks or simply stepping away from screens an hour before bed, are not optional extras. They are a physiological strategy. The fourth reason is hormonal change. With menopause in women and the gradual drop in testosterone in men after 50, the body shifts where it prefers to store fat. Both hormones use to direct fat toward other areas of the body. As they decline, the belly becomes the preferred destination. That doesn't mean there's nothing you can do. Resistance exercise, adequate sleep, and blood sugar control all influence hormone levels in meaningful ways. You have more control than you might think. The fifth reason is low-grade chronic inflammation. It's a state in which the immune system stays slightly activated all the time with no specific infection to fight. It increases with age, and it's made worse by poor diet, physical inactivity, stress, and poor sleep. And it has a direct connection to visceral fat accumulation. Robert, 59 years old, wasn't overeating, but almost everything he ate came from packages that looked healthy on the label. After replacing most of those products with real, whole food without following any strict diet, he noticed more energy, less belly bloating, and better sleep in under 2 months. So what is actually happening when belly fat keeps growing after 50, even with less food? Your body is responding to a combination of factors: less muscle to burn energy, less efficient cells for processing sugar, hormones that have shifted direction, cortisol signaling the body to store fat, and a silent inflammation that accelerates everything. None of these factors require a radical solution, but all of them require a smarter approach than simply eating less. In practical terms, here is what works. Add protein to every meal. Eggs, fish, chicken, legumes. Protein preserves muscle and stabilizes blood sugar. Reduce refined carbohydrates, but don't eliminate carbohydrates altogether. Swap white bread for whole grain, fruit juice for whole fruit. Eat more colorful vegetables. They are rich in fiber and compounds that reduce inflammation. Avoid ultra-processed foods most of the time. Include some form of resistance exercise at least twice a week. Walk. 30 minutes a day already has a real effect on blood sugar and cortisol. Sleep 7 to 8 hours a night and build a wind-down routine before bed. And about expectations. Real changes take time. The goal is not to have the body you had at 30. The goal is more energy, more mobility, lower disease risk, and more independence in the years ahead. The 3 most important takeaways from this video. Preserving muscle mass is just as important as controlling what you eat. Blood sugar and insulin play a central role in belly fat, and refined carbohydrates quietly make that worse. And sleep and stress are not secondary issues, they are direct physiological factors. The information in this video is for educational purposes only. If you have specific health conditions, always talk to your doctor before making significant changes to your diet or physical activity level. If this video made sense to you, leave a comment below and tell me which of these reasons you had never considered before. Subscribe to the channel to keep learning about how to age with more health and independence. We publish practical content every week. No drama, no impossible promises. See you in the next video.